Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Hyrule Chronicles. This is episode 124. I am ArticulateT, the Game Master, and with me, as always, I have Renji Vox, being played by Nether.
I'm also a cat now.
I have Hikan Sio, being played by Avrdal.
Hello.
I have Zayden Shari, being played by Rover Pirate.
Hey.
And I have Max, being played by Keistrith.
Hello.
I apologise if today I feel a bit low on energy. I have had a total of 3 hours worth of sleep because of some new tenants in my attic.
Nice.
They're really
Yeah,
friggin' loud. But yeah,
that's annoying.
it's been a while since the last game, so I thought, you know what, I'm not in a cataclysmically bad state. I think I can run today. But anyway, folks, what happened last time?
So last time we we finished traveling and set up camp, where we had some heart-to-heart conversations. And in these heart-to-heart conversations, we did things from address possible future ideas of what's going to happen, and part of what people were sorry about that. Part of addressing some emotional states that may have been left a couple of sessions prior. And after getting some rest and having hopefully a little bit of emotions alleviated by some of these conversations, we got up and continued on our way over towards this large sandstorm that we ended up exploring through the assistance of some specters that were helping guide us towards this small tower, I suppose. And when we got into the tower, it was one of those places that was bigger on the inside. We explored the first room, noticed that a light was going through a telescope-like device with different lenses that were missing, save one, a red lens, where we went into a door, and that was made by that light, and solved a puzzle based on books, time, and musical notation. After we figured out that puzzle, we got the blue lens, brought it back, and then started playing around with the lenses, and that is when the session ended.
Yeah.
We figured out that the blue lens ends in darkness that we cannot see or see through, and then we figured out that
It's purple next.
purple is a one that we can see through.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. And so it is that we return to our erstwhile companions within the main entrance of the tower, with two possible doorways to head through. So, friends, which door would you like to proceed through first, purple or blue?
Oh, did we not discuss last time that if we...
Purple.
Yeah, purple showed us some new locale, but if we removed the initial lens, It
Yeah.
showed us nothing.
It showed you darkness that you could put your hand through. You just couldn't see the other side.
Oh. Right, I think safest best bet is purple.
So, if the darkness is, I guess, thick, then this wouldn't work. But I had the sudden idea that if it's just a really thin bit of darkness guarding the door, we could put the my telescope through it and just go see right through it.
It's an option.
I think we stuck our head in, so
Did you?
I don't know if it was a thin thing of darkness. Yeah, I think I stuck my head in and couldn't see anything, and I have dark vision, so we know it's not normal darkness.
Sounds like the vote is purple.
Okay.
I will vote purple because purple is good. I like purple.
It is the best color.
Okay. If that's the case, I'll gather you up. And I'll put you on the other side. Just gonna
Oh no, we've
change-
been caught.
I curse myself for making this map so big. Yeah. There we are. Okay, so before you move, I will quickly describe the room. Much like the other rooms within this tower, it is of a circular affair. The many torches here suggest that it is a normally dark room. There are, once again, windows that peer out to the outside. In the center, held by this carved stone hand, appears to be a stone orb of perfectly round. At the opposite end of the room appears to be a little, tiny little room that seems to have just kind of this odd sort of set of walls on it to make the room even more cramped. But you would assume, depending on the type of tower that this interior suggests, that maybe it's just like a side spire, like a kind of like a little thing that sticks out the side of the tower that you can go into if needed. But yeah, what do you do?
I won't go touch the orb.
Okay.
I'll just look around a bit.
Yeah.
Okay. As you begin to have a look around, Hikan, you go over to the orb in the center. Do you actively touch it? Do you place your hand upon it?
I tap it, see if it's musical like the last one.
Okay. This one is not musical. When you tap it, it has the very distinct kind of solid sound as if it is, stone. However, as you tap the stone, almost as if on cue, there is a rift and a ripple in this spot here of this dark, intense energy, twice as tall as you are, and through it steps this colossal, gaunt figure, missing flesh and sinew, with a wide skeletal grin, and elongated, ferocious-looking claws as it just pokes its head through. I will put the token on the thing.
That doesn't sound good.
There it is.
Oh, it's one of these fuckers.
It almost seems as if, as it's pulling itself through, that, how, instead of it being like a clean portal that it is just stepping out into, it's almost as if trying to physically force apart the barriers on this hole that it's making, it seems incredibly unstable as it pushes itself through, and only stops mid-step as it locks eyes with you, Hikan.
I would like to step
I would
closer.
like to stare back into the darkness.
Um,
I slowly pull my finger away from tapping.
it's with your collective passive insight, which I think is more or less very high for everybody.
At the very least for Sidon.
It's at least 17.
Yeah.
I think
Is
I
it?
have the lowest.
I have a passive insight of 16.
It's 16 then.
Okay. You can tell that there's not much intelligence behind its eyes. It's, or at least in the sense of like, not much that it is going to be acting terribly inquisitively or thinking of any other many possibilities. It stops only in the sense that it probably wasn't expecting any of you to be on the other side of this hole. But after that moment's recognition, as you, Renji, as you take those steps forward, it like the head snaps in your direction, and it lets out this low, vicious hiss as it tries to force itself further into the room to get inside.
This rift, does it
Yeah.
look in any way, shape, or form familiar?
It does look fairly similar to Nazgrad's magic, though peering onto the other side, you can see that it leads somewhere akin to the Plane of Lament, but not necessarily anywhere that you might have recognized from that place.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brought a different brand.
Yeah. Can I try to dispel the rift?
Sure. What level?
I only have... I'm just going to cast my 4th level slot for Dispel Magic.
Give me a roll then, please.
I shouldn't have used my 4th level spell. Can I still use my...
Hmm?
No, it's a roll, you said.
Yep.
That
So-
is...
Maybe your raw charisma
Spellcasting.
modifier. Yeah.
That is a 15.
I see. Yeah. Unfortunately, that is not enough to dispel the portal. As you try and weave your magic, it is rebuffed by the sheer chaotic strength of this magical portal. And the creature manages to plant both feet onto the hard stone of the tower. And I would like everyone to roll initiative.
As a reminder, Hikan, I believe, has foresight applied.
Yes.
That is correct. So 14. There we go. Also, that was a spell attack, not a charisma roll.
Yeah.
It's just a raw charisma roll for...
Yeah, you got a
spell
9
attacks, so-
instead.
You
Wait,
don't
really?
add your proficiency.
Ability check use... Oh, so that's a 10 then,
Oh yeah, that would be a 10. Yeah.
Oh,
I believe. Or no,
Mhm.
Our
maybe
proficiency
even a
bonus is
9.
currently 6.
Yeah. It would have been a 9.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have made a difference.
Don't
but
worry. Every single person makes that mistake.
Yep.
At least
Yeah. But also I should have gone with my 3rd level slot.
Yeah,
No Rolothim Psychic Lance for me.
not yet.
Not yeah.
Also, this thing doesn't have a brain, so it wouldn't work on him, probably.
Rolothim works regardless of intelligence.
I wish that wasn't a stipulation for most psychic spells.
Yeah.
It makes it a pain in the ass to use, because a lot of creatures just don't have enough brain.
Yeah. That's why it worked on the Mulgera where yours didn't.
Okay. Just gonna do another thing here before we go. Cool. Alright.
Tyrina as well.
Oh yes. Thank you for reminding me. I knew I was forgetting a character sheet somewhere.
No worries. As someone that GMs regularly, I understand.
I understand very much as well.
I helped with running a board gaming thing over last weekend, and now some of the people there, they want to do a D&D, and they specifically said their 10-year-old used to do D&D, and I'm like, well, I'm just going to keep quiet about potentially running that for now. I'm not sure I want to deal with running for children.
Understood.
It's quite different from what I hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You probably might want to start with something like a hack of systems rather than just throwing them 5th edition as is.
I know they've done D&D.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a matter of experience, it's just a matter of different ways on having to GM someone in a different age group.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I swear way too fucking much for that.
I think for me it's just a case of like it's the same as when I tried doing board games, just normal board games or board games I've played with Game Society and such with my family, where the premise, like I think the only thing outside of the standard trinity of Monopoly, Cluedo, and the third thing that I'm sure exists but I can't remember.
Rummy Cup.
Yeah, it's difficult to get them invested with anything that is a bit more complicated than that. The only successful one I've had is Cards Against Humanity, because that's not complicated and it's just funny depending on who you play it with. But yeah, it's a case of like, it's depending on what kind of game you go for, it may not be fun for them, and because they're not having fun, you're not having fun, and that's not a bad thing. It's just a case of like, yeah, and tabletop role-playing can be kind of like that. It's really just a different experience, as said. But yeah, so top of the round, we have Zayden, followed by Renji, followed by Tyrina, followed by Hikan, followed by Max, followed by the Bone Claw, who has lost initiative upon his appearance here. Yeah, Zayden, if you would like to go ahead.
I will just start this battle with a simple frostbite spell.
Okay. Frostbite. DC 19 Constitution save. It's a natural 20 for 26.
Does nothing on the pass?
If it is a...
Yeah, cantrips.
Yeah, cantrips don't have half thing.
That's fine. I will also want to move around to flank it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna move around to here.
Okay.
Eye on it.
Standing in my blind spot.
Fire in the way.
Sounds good. I just need to check and see what the reach on his melee attacks is. Okay. And okay. Just checking the wording on things.
Don't you melee me through between pillars and over fire? How dare you?
He's got long claws and arms, my friend. Yeah. Sweet. So you frostbite, you move over the fire, or at least around the pillar for cover and get behind
Went
the fire.
like that way around.
Yeah. Okay.
It's also possible that this guy's never seen fire before.
It is.
Awesome.
Don't have much in the plane of lament.
So you have a bonus action left to use if you would like to. Is there anything as a bonus action you would like to do?
I might as well apply a shillelagh.
Cool. Awesome. Renji.
I will use a bonus action first to cast Hunter's Mark
Okay.
on this quarry. And then afterwards it is 2 attacks, 1 with sneak attack. First one, 30.
That hits.
Let's add the sneak attack there. That is 30 points, well, 33 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Because undead,
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
Yes.
And then second attack is a natural 20.
Okay.
Also, I forgot 1d6 for the hunter's mark on the first one, so I'm just going to roll 3d6 after this.
Sounds good.
Let's see, 13 plus
13.
5 is 18. And
Okay.
then 3d6 is 12 extra Hunter's Mark damage.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yep. So 12, 18, and 33.
63 points of damage.
Cool. Awesome. Well done. Um,
And for fun, I'm just going to do Defensive Flourish on one of them. That is 1d8. That is 2 extra points of damage, and my AC is now 24.
okay. Excellent.
Yes.
On Tyrina's go, she's going to run into here. As she enters within 15 feet of the creature, it reaches over Hikan's head to strike at her, utilizing its deadly reach.
Oh.
I shall strike first at Tyrina, only getting a 14, therefore not able, missing, and therefore not able to capitalize in order to attack again.
Wonderful.
Tyrina skillfully ducks under the strike, wheels around behind Hikan, and using her momentum strikes at the creature with her axe. Going to make sure she can hit the thing first, but can't with a 13. And swings wide, or actually catches her axe into the pillar next to it, and she pulls it out and staggers back and is prepared to continue fighting. Hikan.
Is Hikan muted? Yes, Hikan is muted.
Hikan was muted. What I want to do is make number good big. What I'm going to do is protect my friend. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move next to Tyrina, and then I'm going to bait and switch. So Tyrina's AC is 7 more than it was.
Okay.
And
We
then
love
I'm
this
going.
trick. Doctors hate this. Wait, DMs hate this trick.
So that's one of my battle maneuvers used. I'm going to go over to the other side. I don't need flanking, but so people can flank around me. And I'm
Appreciate
going
it.
to unarmed strike. Does a 19 hit?
Yep.
Okay, so 19 for 8. Unarmed strike again. 22 for 13.
That hits.
Flurry of blows. 31 for 12.
Okay.
24 for 9. And...
Oh, 42 points of damage.
I do a lot.
Yeah. It's not just Renji.
And then on that last one, I'm going to put some stank on it. And we're going to add 6 damage. Could I get a strength saving throw, please?
Sure. Only gets a 7.
If it can be knocked prone, it is knocked prone.
Cool. Where's a good prone thing here? That one will do. Cool, and there's an extra 6 damage on top of that. Nice. Okay. So it is. So you wheel about the creature. It's carefully maneuvering with Tyrina before. Like I imagine, like if you, especially if you go over the top, you do just various strikes down the spine before, like one right into the small of the back, which causes it to topple down. But yeah, you knock the thing flat. Is there anything you wish to do or can do on your turn?
No, I'm good where I'm at.
Cool. If that is the case, that one. Okay. As you situate yourself into your various places, there a few more smaller rifts open up into the room. Only 2 for now, and positioned behind pillars appears to be smaller skeletons in flowing robes manifest into the room.
No.
And then
I worry that these may be shadows.
when they appear, they are both going to attempt to reach out a hand in order to try and grasp at the 2 creatures nearest them.
Reach out and touch face.
Please do not.
Hikan. Don't think a 17 hits you.
I don't think it does. I'm also reading Foresight just in case it makes it so it would be neutral.
They
'cause
get
it's flanking,
disadvantage with foresight.
but it's also flanking with its big old buddy, so...
Oh, yeah.
Then Stalrobe behind Zayden goes for 13, but that also probably does not hit.
I do not think so.
Okay. And there's the case. That is their turn. Max.
I'm gonna go back outside.
Thank you.
Good point.
Go back here and shock and punch. That's 28 for 18.
Okay. That hits. As you strike forth and blast this thing with a good old right hook with lightning. The robes illuminate with the silhouette of further bones as you do so. The thing is still standing, but it is not. It's not looking too hot.
So 3 points to do it again.
Okay.
28 for 19.
That is exactly enough for you to be able to take this thing out of the void.
Nice.
Could have been sparring with Max.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna head back this way.
Okay.
Try to
Cool.
figure out what's up with this orb.
Yeah.
If it's causing all this or if it's just vaguely related.
Okay. We'll deal with that on your next turn. The Bone Claw. Bone Claw's going to stand up. Me being thankful that this is not an edition in which moving in any capacity is cause for attacks of opportunity.
Yeah, that's just like you get knocked down and you keep getting knocked down.
Yeah.
You won't get up again.
Alas, I do not have Sentinel. I am mage slaying, not everything slaying.
No worries.
Yes. Let's see. Surrounded on all sides, it's going to... I'm going to roll the dice to see who it decides to lash out at. While Renji does have the numbers on most damage during a single turn, Hikan did knock him to the floor, and Tyrina was the first thing it attacked. So let's see. It's going to strike back at Hikan with a piercing claw. There's a 23 hit.
23 indeed hits.
Oh,
Wait.
no, that's 28 points.
Oh yeah, no, it's 11 because of foresight. Yeah.
Oh.
No, wait, it's still 20 because it's flanking with the style rope, so it's the first roll. Yeah.
Ah, yeah.
Almost. But yeah. It grasps onto the pillar next to it, wheels around and stabs its other hand towards you. Hikan, catching you briefly in the shoulder with a deep wound, but you are able to. If the target is a creature, the bone claw can pull the target 10 feet towards itself, and the target is grappled.
I am indeed grappled. My movement speed is now 0.
Okay. You have
I
been
have a question when it gets to my turn, but we'll handle that when it gets to my turn.
Okay. Zayden.
What? How did it? Don't you remember how good this thing's constitution is? Only 6.
6.
Oh. Okay, I'm gonna go for a different plan. I'm gonna cast Reduce on it.
Interesting.
Get small.
It's a Constitution save, right?
Yep.
Why am I now thinking of Tom
It's
Cardy?
a natural 1. So
Okay.
it is shrunkened.
Reduce. The target's size is half normal dimensions. Its weight is reduced to 1/8 of normal. The reduction decreases its size by 1 category. Till the spell ends, the target has disadvantage on strength checks, strength saving throws, and deals 1d4 less damage.
Okay.
I am a little scared by the way that Alvrens was laughing just there.
We're having a good time. It's fine.
I know, and I think it'll work in our to our advantage, but also
Glorious. Okay. You've reduced the bone claw. Still impressively tall, even though it is now of a size that is of, the standard for creatures such as yourselves. Its grip on Hikan becoming much less uncertain now. But yeah. Is there anything else you would like to do or can do on your turn?
No, I'm okay.
Cool. Renji.
I will step over here. Does that give me advantage here with flanking?
I believe so.
Okay. Then same as last time, but in this case, super advantage. 26 with without sneak attack damage is 19
Plus 1d6.
plus 1d6 is 4, so 23.
Okay. Before you do your next attack,
Yes.
how would you like to do this?
I think the first strike is to the skeleton's arm to sever it from having Hikan in his grasp.
Yep.
And then with a whirl, pull back and sever the skull from the torso.
Nice. Falling apart neatly and tumbling to the ground, the creature is no more.
Okay, then that's 15 feet, 20 feet, 25 feet of movement,
Okay.
and using my bonus action to reapply Hunter's Mark on this guy.
Cool.
23 to do with sneak attack damage is 30 points plus 5. And I will do another defensive flourish. Because I just want to remove this dude.
Yep.
8!
Okay.
My armor class is 30.
Yay.
So with your flourish, you gracefully maneuver yourself over to this other style robe and immediately take it apart with a swift action. And just as quickly as it began, it comes to an end.
So if I
And
used arming strike on the bone claw, would I have been able to make it disarm me? That was the question.
I would have gone with the literal, can I disarm it?
It's the wording says it drops what it's carrying, so
that's a good point.
It is a fair point, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna do.
Mm.
Was disarming attack myself, or it, to have it let go of me.
Yeah.
are we allowed to move?
Yeah. Yep, you are out of initiative.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
examine this without poking it.
Okay. Give me an Arcana check.
I can help. Never mind.
25.
Okay. You examine the item in the center. It's very interesting, mostly because as you examine it more, you find yourself seeing that it might very well be you might have encountered something like this before, and the more you examine it, the more you realize that much like on the ship, this seems to be a similar device, though as you kind of like look at it further and further, instead of it being this very intricate like set of mechanisms and delicate levers and rippling arcane power, it appears to have, like the whole thing, hand included, appears to have been petrified in some way, shape or form. And as you kind of assess whether or not that was the cause of the immediate immediate dimensional incursion, you realize that it probably wasn't. The state that this thing is in is not functional anymore, and it's likely that the attack was a coincidence. But
Just gesture to where the balls and say they're just having to show up.
yeah.
Hmm.
The as far as you can tell, judging by the purpose of this room, that were this device still functional, this is probably what would allow it in normal circumstances to move around and probably be a bit more cohesive in how it's constructed and where it sits.
It was kind of like the control thing from that weird shit.
Okay. But the fact that these monsters appeared is worrying, which means
Yep.
he knows where this is, and it might be the reason why there was such haste.
And we saw a bunch of
in-
the bodies outside, right?
Yeah.
Bones.
Yeah.
It's like they've been trying to get in this place for a while.
That does seem to be the case. If Hikan is going to check out that little tower, I am going to check out the room here.
Right here.
Let's see if there's anything weird about the fires.
Okay. Alright. So, we'll go from top to bottom here. Renji, as far as you can tell, this appears to be just a very run-of-the-mill storage room. The box in here contains a series of smaller implements and consumable supplies, possibly to maintain the device in the room's center. Nothing appears to be out of the ordinary as you pour through everything within these boxes.
Can I see if those things would be enough to restore
Give
the
me
device?
an Arcana check.
Absolutely. Natural 1.
Still a 15 though, and like
I mean, yes.
nat ones aren't auto failures in 5e, so it's what you can tell from this particular instance is that chances are probably not. Whatever's befallen the device in the center, it's either cursed or whatever's happened to it would require a far more delicate touch. How it got cursed is a different matter, especially if the most pertinent of intruders have been having trouble getting in to begin with. There's a possibility, like going by your insight, there's a possibility that it was cursed defensively. Like it's literally just as if to prevent hijacking the tower, they destroyed what was effectively the steering wheel.
So let's get Uriel to the tower on our list of not very important things to do, but still.
For later.
But later. We already have a ship to repair, and then we can have a tower.
We have a Mara to rescue, and then we have a ship to repair.
As again, this is the list of not very important things.
But yeah. Max, as far as the torches are concerned, either you can give me an Arcana check, or if you have detect magic in any capacity, or identify in a greater capacity.
Don't have those.
Ah.
So I'm just gonna Arcana 16.
You reason that these braziers, their only purpose of being magical is to keep them lit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not part of puzzle.
Not part of puzzle. Hikan. The small room here is, as I said, it's a very small kind of space. There is a singular stool that is just sitting here. It's possible that this is just a place to sit and relax and stare out a window. Either that or it's whatever purpose it was there for specifically has not been decided yet. Speaking of the windows, as you peer outside, if you do, you note that there is a different landscape than what you would expect, much like before, where I believe the last time you looked out the window, it was a great ever-expanding forest with a large tree in the center. In this instance, it appears to be what looks like Hyrule Field, but it's been split in certain places. Like there's giant crags that separate it out that have to be covered by enormous bridges, and in turn you can see at one edge, just in the far distance, what you think at first is a setting sun is just this wall of amber.
No. Oh no.
Okay. I'll get up and head back to the bigger room.
What you found there?
Outside looks a lot different than the other space, and I found a chair.
Oh.
But there's windows here that we can probably look out to. You don't need to necessarily go in.
Yeah.
Yeah. What? Do I notice the amber wall?
Yeah. Well, it's like as you go around the windows of it, because it's still a circular room, as if it's like in a physical space. If you look out one window, like there's a possibility you don't see any amber, but that's because it's facing in the other direction. But as you go through the windows, you do eventually see this wall of amber.
Arcana check.
Yeah, with advantage because of familiarity.
Looking in this other one.
32.
Okay. Yeah. With a 32, you can quite clearly tell that this is Twilight. How it got there and how it is of that magnitude is unknown to you.
Whoever's close enough for passive perception and high enough, you can just hear me. By Hylia, what is this? As I just stare for a while.
Max, in that other room, much like the first room that Renji had examined, is the same story. It's a series of boxes and shelves and storage areas, half of which are empty, but it's mostly consumables and small tools used for the maintenance of the device in the center, but with...
I'm still gonna rummage in case it's a disc.
Okay. In fact, give me an investigation roll.
No.
Okay. So with a 5,
I don't think a 5 finds shit.
yeah, you go through them. It's evading you at this moment in time. Perhaps with just the ever-present threat and what's the word? The ever-present pressure of dealing with Nazgûl, getting to this old guy who supposedly lives here, getting Mara back is just distracting you for a bit.
Max is really very much thinking we could be rescuing Mara right now.
Yeah.
There, it goes at the other side. Does anyone see any of those discs anywhere?
Not yet. What do my elf eyes see?
Give me an investigation check.
Investigation, okay.
Yeah.
22.
Doing a bit more of a thorough investigation, you go through all the boxes, you go through all the containers, all these different places. You reassess whether or not the braziers are to do something with a puzzle. They're not. As far as you can tell, this floor does not have a disc that you can make use of.
I think we may have to go into that darkness.
Alright. Head to the exit.
Okay. I'll get everybody gathered up.
As we walk back to the entrance, I think I will talk with Hikan and Zayden and Max and Tyrina. Like, it is odd that the outside, the surroundings of this tower seem to be changing depending on what room, like what floor we're in.
I would imagine it's more an inference that this same tower has been built in multiple locations at the same time, and that when it broke, it simply fixed a room to a location.
Some kind of space magic.
Yes. Because this room is somewhere where the Twilight realm is very strong. And
I mean, The last room had a bunch of books about eras in it. What if it's not space, but what if it's when?
Or
What is
even a
both?
combination of both. Yeah, exactly.
Hikan's nose begins bleeding.
Sorry about that.
Space and time?
Yeah.
What if they're the same thing?
So what I'll do, for the sake of ease, is I won't move you back to the first room, but you'll
Okay.
you head back. Imagine you go to the machine, take out the red disc,
Make it blue.
make it
Mhm.
blue, open the door. Just this wall of darkness.
Before we go into the darkness,
Yep.
Poseidon is going to suggest he'll turn into a giant scorpion and able to use blind sight to look in the darkness.
Okay.
All right.
Poseidon's going first.
Okay. So if you want to put your scorpion
I
there,
could
so
also use blind sight, but I'd have to use a 7th level spell slot.
Yeah, and I have to use one of 2 charges that I get on short rest.
I
Okay.
do not have those tricks.
Okay, so you open the door, you squeeze on through as a giant scorpion, and each one of you follows in turn. As far as your blind sight is concerned, it's just a straight tunnel that goes on for about 30 odd feet before, in a rather brief, disgruntling fashion, you are kind of pushed forward, the darkness giving way to light, bright light. Like, you know how when you, like, first thing in the morning you turn on the light and you have to shield your eyes because fuck, but it's kind of like that. And then as your vision settles, you can hear the lapping of waves, the creaking of wood, and the smell of sea air. And this is immediately followed by a cacophonous sound of combat and battle. So I'll pull you over here.
Another one about.
Okay.
It appears you've been dumped unceremoniously onto a boat in a grand open ocean that stretches in all directions on all sides. Amidst
A grand open ocean. Would you say it's like a great sea?
As you stumble outwards, you see a collection of individuals in very scruffy-looking attire, all brandishing cutlasses, and they're doing battle with a collection of style children. One of them looks over to your collective as you stumble out onto the deck, and they lock eyes first with the giant scorpion, and just go,
Naturally.
"Fuck! The bastards have got a fucking scorpion! Just
Simon, please roll high on initiative.
That's fine. The scorpion is its own health bar.
Yeah,
I know,
not much health bar, really.
but I like it keeping that health bar.
That's the
Also,
The
as we were
scorpion's
talking,
primary damage is also poison, and he's a skeleton.
Yeah. Also, since we were talking in chat about the darkness, I assume that my sunblade did not pierce the darkness.
It did not.
Yeah, I was. It doesn't do piercing damage. That's why. I understand.
I am genuinely debating rolling psychic damage because of the whole time thing.
So before we get into any kind of further combat things at all, it's quite clear that while someone has screamed that there is now a giant scorpion on the deck of their ship, the Style Children are paying none of that any mind. They're just constantly trying to fight back against these bandits or these pirates.
Pirates?
Yeah, I say bandits because that's the stat block that they've got.
I understand.
But yeah,
Kind of.
yeah. And ultimately speaking, that's like you do have at least some brief precious moments before things kick off. What do you do?
I think hearing that shout, Renji is going to try and find like the closest thing he can stand up on, and stand up on it and shout, whatever it is, we're no party to these skeletons. We are here to fight them. The skeleton is with us. No, the scorpion is with us. Darn it. Persuasion with disadvantage.
Sure. Let's go with that.
That is only a 26.
Only a 26.
Sorry, Alvarez. I keep saying that. I shouldn't.
Fine. It's just because its expertise is bullshit. We all know it's bullshit.
It is bullshit. But also my bonus is 17, so it's double bullshit.
Okay. With a 26, like the chaos continues going, at which point like a different voice just echoes over the barriers like, and get to fighting then!
All right.
So for the sake of
whatever's closest.
For the sake of speed, yeah. For the sake of speed on this one, well, we feel free to roll initiative as we do. I will, however, only roll initiative for the skeletons, mostly because this is going to be kind of a pseudo skill challenge for the sake of expediency, because there's a lot of skeletons and there's a lot of bandits and there's a lot of rolls. There we go. Okay. So, top of the round is Hikan. Essentially, what we can do is, as you can tell, the deck is swarming with skeletons and it is swarming with pirates. You can hear down below the same story down there. What's your passive perception?
19.
19. You can see, held in the grasp of one of these skeletons, this one in particular.
20.
20, yeah. So you can see, held in the grasp of one of these skeletons, is a brilliantly cut yellow disc.
Get him.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, I'm gonna get that disc.
Yeah, makes sense.
I will go here, possibly getting a attack of opportunity if necessary. I don't care about it. It's a stall child. I doubt that it's gonna hit. And I'm just gonna wail on this one until I get that disc.
Okay. So, as is a skill challenge thing, give me a singular attack roll.
Okay. So, singular
Use
attack
your
roll.
disarming thing.
Yep, that's an unarmed strike, and then I do have disarming attack to throw on top of that.
Nice. So you expertly dance over this first style child. Like I said, skill challenge, no attacks of opportunity here. I forgot to roll initiative for Tyrina.
Good.
It's okay. You've remembered before.
There we go. But yeah. And with one fluid motion, you crack this skeleton on the back of the head, and with it, you take the disc, and it is now in your grasp. On the Style Child's go, they're going to... Let's see what they can do in this instance. Okay. So they roll pretty high on their skill thing. This Style Child and this Bandit immediately are thrown ass over tea kettle over the side of the ship and sploosh into the water outside. This one will, and there'll be some maneuvering as the skeletons are basically trying to, in lieu of actively trying to kill these guys, are trying to basically just push them off the ship and out of the way. A few more will pop up from beneath deck in order to back up their friends. This one, the one that hasn't been immediately obliterated and robbed, will, in its own way, attempt to try and snatch the disc from you. Let's see. So it rolled a 20 on its effective skill check in order to try and snag the disc from you and like to try and snatch it out of your hand. You can contest it with a dex or a strength, whichever's appropriate, and you can use proficiency with it. So you probably got this unless something goes terribly wrong.
It's a 50-50 shot. I just got to roll a 9. Oh,
You did not roll a 9.
I did not. I do have advantage because of foresight. So
You do. So this small skeleton
Rolled a 27.
dives for you to try and snag the disc. You just step backwards and out of the way, keeping the disc on hand and free of these guys. I'm going to give you a little yellow dot to say that you have the disc now. Cool. At which point, Renji, what do you do?
Eldritch Blasts on this one until it's dead, then continue with this one, and if it's 1 hit, 2 hit, then third on that one if the first 2 kill.
Okay, so give me a general skill, or say skill. Give me an attack roll with 1 Eldritch Blast attack roll, and we'll see how we do.
30.
Cool. So you, with your elevated position, because as you said, you moved up to get a better projection to convince these pirates that you're helping. You just open fire, and they rolled terribly in order to defend themselves. So they just explode in a pile of bones, freeing up these pirates. Cool. And of course you can move any way you need to on your turn, but besides that, Zayden.
How did the guy who went over the edge seem like he was doing?
Like it's effectively a stalemate. So he looks like he was in fit enough state to swim.
Don't worry, I got him.
It's not a calm sea, mind.
oh, we're in that space of the Great Sea. Got it.
Yeah, it's like it's not like Dead Winds sort of scenario where like it's like there's waves, there's a current, and there is a wind that's pushing the ship forward. So it's entirely possible that without intervention he might get left behind.
Yeah, like I said, I've got him.
Okay, if you get him, I'll continue with Style Children. So, what happened to the distance thing? There it is.
Yeah.
In which case, Zayden Scorpion will charge forward to here.
Okay.
And then I'll start with this one attacking that guy with a claw. 12 for 10.
Well, it is a skill challenge thing, so let's see how they roll to defend themselves. Unfortunately, that is a 17. So they have managed to evade the attack.
Am I not using the multi-attack then?
Yeah, this is a faster thing.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
However, there is a big scorpion next to them now, so they might be distracted.
Yeah. Including some of the pirates. So what is that?
It's attacking the Style Children.
Yeah. Cool. Max, you say you have a plan for this pirate.
Do a running leap. Use the wings to fly. Grab this guy out of the water.
Okay.
And I basically want to like pull him out, and once he's out, just zap the water.
Sounds good. Roll for me a thing that would be appropriate for that, and I'll see how the Stealth Child does. It's not good.
22.
Yeah, that's good. You just dive in with a splash. You drag this guy out and fucking zap the water beneath you. There's a bright flash as Style Child in it just is immediately consumed. Sweet. Very cool. So you now have a guy.
He's yours.
If I can get him back on the deck, I will.
Yeah, you can.
But
Yeah.
I'll just get him like on the edge.
There we
For
go.
me.
Glorious. All right. That Tyrina will utilize all of her movement to get here, and with her one attack will see if she can strike down this thing. 23 versus a natural 1. Just immediately just runs up and fucking golf swings with the great axe and just sends this pile of bones scattering into the water. Cool. Back to the top. It's Hikan with the disc.
Hunt indeed has the disc. But all my friends are now in the fray, so I will go over here into the middle of everything, and I'm just gonna go into a flurry.
Okay.
I want to try to hit everybody if possible. I'll burn resources.
Okay,
help
so
with that, like-
give me a singular attack,
Mhm.
and then I'll see how they do and subtract it as we go.
19.
Okay. Sweet. So you dive in with a flurry of blows. You do manage to take out 3 of the 4. One of them does somehow, perhaps with its weird bone structure and janky movements, is able to stumble away from your strikes, but you do manage to free up these other pirates as you land. So yeah, nice work. Cool. Then it's their go. And in the great span of battle between themselves and the pirates. Well, with your intervention, you certainly have done a discernible amount of damage. These pirates then begin to move in order to try and retaliate and push these skeletons away, fighting back as best they might. So they keep them occupied. Renji.
I would like to reposition myself in a way that I can aim at the last remaining Stealth Children.
Okay.
And then do this. Oh no.
Ooh.
Probably over here.
Okay. Then... Unfortunately, they had rolled a fair bit higher than 14. It's possible that with the pirates now maneuvering themselves and rallying without any form of organization whatsoever with what they're doing, it throws off your shot.
Yeah, but also, would the fact that the pirates are trying to attack the Stealth Children give me advantage?
I think with the
Tension.
way that it's being...
You can say no.
Yeah, I think for now, I think it's probably best if it is
someone else.
yeah, it's a chaotic mess.
Understood.
Yeah, it's yeah. Yeah. However, you are in a good position where you are now, so that hopefully next time they will not be so fortunate. Zayden, you have two options. You can either continue fighting these three remaining Skelly Bros up here, or you do hear more down below deck, and in the tighter quarters you might benefit with your prodigious size.
Zayden will go down and start fighting in the depths.
Cool. Give me a singular attack roll based off of whichever attack in your Scorpion set that you have that you would like to use, and then we'll compare it to their static number and see how well they do.
Well, they're all +4, so... Stinger! No.
Dang. Although...
They also rolled a 1.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's...
We are going strong.
It's a clumsy assault on all sides, but you just... And like there's screams of pirates down there, but within the chaos somehow through snapping claws and stabbing stingers, you basically start clearing out a bunch of skeletons down below, meaning that they don't have the ability to reinforce the top deck anymore whenever they can.
Yay!
Leaving the remaining
If they
three.
try, they will walk into the pincers of Scorpion Man.
Yeah.
I'm trying to decide whether this is a traumatic or an inspirational moment for the pirates down there.
Well, they needed us, so I guess we're fine for now.
Yeah. Oh dear. Oh, hilarious. Okay. That's the case. Max.
That's gonna fly up a bit and heavily inspired by a thing I saw recently in Infinite Wealth. I'm gonna rider kick through these two with my shocking punch, but on my feet.
Okay.
29.
29. Oh, they're not gonna. So that's a natural 4.
Yeah.
So you just like move into the air, wings spread, and with a just rider kick straight through. Explosion of sparks and bones, just immediately removing them from the fray, leaving but one simple skelly man on the top deck.
just sitting there forever and like, I'm in danger.
Tyrina will move over to whatever area she can.
Oh, he's in so much danger.
And we'll swing. 17.
You got 2.
Or 20.
So there's a brief swing overhead, the sun behind Tyrina, the intimidating silhouette with the axe just up and above, brings it down, splits the wooden boards beneath it as the skeleton just explodes, removing the last among these threats. And while there's a pause on the top deck of the pirates themselves, like, yeah! After a moment, this is over the top of still confused screaming and brittling of bones below deck as Zayden finishes his work. Oh dear. Oh man. Yeah.
When all the skeletons below are defeated, Zayden will raise his claws and snap them triumphantly.
It's just some people, it's like several pirates stagger out onto the top deck and say, what was,
Max just looks at him and says, "You're welcome."
What?
I think Renji is mostly going to be trying to figure out, like, how are we going to get back?
If they're still panicking, Max will again say, "You're welcome."
Okay.
The 29 intimidation.
Yeah. With Renji, as you look back to the door you came out of, it's still just a wall of darkness. So you could probably just walk back through it.
Okay.
But
So
Alright.
Renji wouldn't care, but I really want to meet Tetra.
Don't
Unfortunately-
let me meet those pirates.
unfortunately, it's not those pirates.
Darn it! Archie
Poseidon's gonna-
done something beautiful.
Poseidon's gonna wait till he gets back up to the top before turning human again and giving them a wave. Hello.
All right. Well, thank you guys for the hard work, and I hope that you guys have a wonderful rest of your sailing trip. You know, we were on a boat once, but that's for discussion for another time. And then Hikan jumps through the darkness before.
Mass is gonna give them another glare and say, "Don't bring any more skeletons on board." Just walk off.
Yeah. Also, whoever you are, just make sure that you have your letters of marque in order, and leaves.
The fuck
I'm
is
just
a
gonna-
letter of mark?
You don't have to know.
Poseidon's gonna look around at the vast open sea and just ask them, how did they get on board?
We don't know, says one pirate. Another says, yeah, they just kind of came out of the main cabin and that's it. It was just a fight. I mean, she literally just shrugs. It's like, we're just enjoying an afternoon on our little trip. We're on our way to Outset, I think, and then we're just fucking. There's just skeletons everywhere, like, and you lot obviously in Scorpion. Don't know where that one went, but the
Wait,
is-
is this a bachelor's party?
what?
But what?
No, never mind.
I get it now. And no one knew how the goat got on the roof. Oh
Going
dear.
now. Go through the portal.
Yeah. So you'll head back in through the portal. I'll group you all together so that you can be teleported back. Gonna minimize this for a bit. Put you guys back into the main entrance. No, hold on.
Now we have 4 more options. Right, and
There we are.
There you go. So you now have a yellow disc.
So, am I to assume that the discs that we have are not so much yellow and red, but more magenta and cyan?
Essentially. Yeah, they are. As you've figured out by this point, they are coloured discs where, when light is projected through them, it allows them to create a shade that makes the door go somewhere else.
You're doing color theory wrong.
Oh,
It's video game color theory. Shut up.
yeah.
RGB is additive. CMY is what's the word? Subtractive.
We're
Yeah.
doing our best.
I know.
I understand that, and also I don't care.
that's how yellow
much as I
goes.
understand that.
Uh,
Yeah. So if you-
we have... Oh, go ahead.
No, go for it.
So we have orange, green, and white.
And yellow.
And yellow, yeah. Okay. Is there any that will be a waste of time for us to try?
I will tell you quickly, if you utilize yellow by itself first, the door opens to another wall of darkness where if you poke your head through, you can still smell the sea breeze. You assume by that point that it simply leads back to itself.
Interesting.
Strange.
We have gone.
Wizard has a programmed one in for that one.
We have gone blue, red, yellow.
Purple.
We have gone purple. Why don't we try green? So, cyan, yellow.
Sounds good to me. Let's do green.
Just making a note.
Thank you.
Okay, so I will grab you guys, pull you over to here. Hopefully, it works out. There we are.
That is small.
A sec. It might be that a couple of you are behind a barrier that shouldn't exist. So,
There we go.
there you are.
Yeah. Oh.
Because normally, like, the map assets on this are, like, meant to be of the same tower. So each of them has a segment for a spiral staircase. But since it's doors going into separate floors, I've cut that off. At least using the lighting thing.
I like the light because it makes me want to explore, but we're explaining things, so I have to stop.
Yeah, that's fine. I get that a lot, especially when first starting to use Roll20, because it's like it invites you to clear the fog of war, but then you'll try to explain things in a room and people are still moving around. Like, oh, I want to go this way. And it's like, stop, please. I know you're excited, but I need you to pace yourselves. But yeah,
That's one of the reasons why in our game yesterday I reminded our GM to maybe tell us to stop because we were going really fast.
yeah. But yeah. So this room, as you enter, appears quite small. There are corridors going in either direction, but the floors are of marble. It has a similar kind of theming to it that from the library room that you were once in. The corridors go round each side.
Okay. I would like to go and
Books.
check out what kind of books there are, if there's anything of note.
Examining books.
Yeah.
Okay. So, as you examine the books, the books themselves appear to be much like the ones in the library, but they're mostly filler books. You do, however, actually, I want to see who finds it first. So, roll for me perception checks.
Perceiving things.
Okay, perception.
Not me.
Probably Renji.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, with
Tyrina try?
she can, but I don't think
Is
she's
she
going to
gonna
beat
beat a
it.
33?
He's guarding. Someone has
She's
to
not
guard.
even trained in perception.
Okay, then it's probably going to be a no.
Yeah. So, Renji, with a 33, you find, amidst all the kind of admittedly filler books, you find a large green tome that when you pluck it from the wall appears to be a very, there's something on... the title is... title is Instructions of Artifice. There's no author, there is no date. It is simply just a green leather cover with embossed gold lettering. It says Instructions of Artifice.
Instructions
What's it
of
say within?
artifice. I would like to open it up.
Okay. Inside is a very detailed set of instructions for various different overly complicated, nebulously useful pieces of machinery and gears. It takes you a bit of time to get through most of it, but one thing does catch your eye is that the device that you have that you might have encountered already, which is colloquially written down as the portal scope, appears to be a large telescopic device on a tripod with a series of places for lenses. From the looks of it, there appears to be at least space for one more lens beyond the ones that you've already got.
Okay. Everyone found a book that kind of describes the
As soon as you say found a book, Max is there.
I bet. I found a book that just details the device in like the, well, for lack of a better word, the foyer. Looks like there's at least one more lens that we can slot in there, so probably one more lens to find.
Okay. I'll go back.
Okay.
So, Artie, I'm gonna send you a message.
Sure.
I'm just going to continue to explore and clear the fog of war.
Got it.
I'm also doing that for my viewers.
Mm.
Oh, hey.
Okay. Yeah. As you
Forge in here.
yeah. As you
another thing, I'm gonna look out the window.
Okay, you look out the window and you see a large stretch of lush green fields. In the distance, you see a series of mountains, and leading to it appears to be a long pathway upon which. So you've been in a mine before. You know what minecart tracks look like, but these seem to be much bigger, just leading on into the distance.
It's a big mine.
It's a big mine. Oh dear.
Is this perhaps a mine that has little automatons?
Maybe. Or you see all that one can see out the window
Max
is
doesn't know what a train is.
It's okay. I'm not saying that Max should know. I'm just trying to pinpoint what game we're in.
Yeah, it's I don't think anybody would at this point would know what a train is technically within that context. But yeah, it is literally just a track that goes over land with no buildings around it. There's no mine nearby. It's just like it stretches on and on and on into the horizon towards a set of mountains, and that's it. But yeah. As you look into this final room, this small section, you can see that there is an enormous forge at one end, and before it appears to be an altar of some kind with a variety of different slots and grooves set in stone and worked with metal that suggests that something can be created there.
Make things.
I think I would like to cross-reference this with the book that I found.
Sure. You spend a bit of time examining the book as you sit in this area. The forge is already on. It is a pleasant warmth in this room, not stifling, at least not for now. You examine the book and find that in order to create the last lens, or to create a lens in general, it requires a very specifically prepared sand to be heated and then poured into the apparatus in the center of the room.
Yeah, that's right. From glass
With a with a variety of different additional ingredients in order to manage the color, depending on the color in and of itself. The one color that you don't have appears to be this last one, which is just marked as IR, which is, as far as the color coding goes, doesn't have a shade. It's like clear.
No, I get it.
Yeah. The last, essentially, in addition to pouring the sand in, it then requires magic power be provided to it in order to effectively forge it in magic. So you can probably tell by the way that this is described, because of the material, the present magic, all that kind of stuff. It's likely that just getting a plain disc of glass and painting it a certain color wouldn't work in the scope.
Okay.
Do we know what the fourth disc we need is meant to look like?
I would probably say in the book, right?
Mm-hmm.
It says it's a clear thing that's just.
No, I mean what color the disc has to be.
I would like to read up on that, because I don't believe that Renji would know what infrared is off the top of his head.
Well, the way that the book describes it, you don't think it's infrared, you think it's iridescent.
Oh, okay.
Green.
Max just looks over Renji's shoulder at the page and just shrugs and says, I can put magic in things.
Good. We are going to need that.
Done it before.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to try making a disc or looking in the other areas first?
I think we need the infrared, iridescent sand first.
Yeah.
Was there any sand in this particular space that we can see?
Give me an investigation or a perception.
Thank
Whichever
you.
you prefer.
I will help someone who needs it.
Do I get a bonus for getting 20/20?
You have 20/20 vision.
You get your bonus is the satisfaction that you don't need to go to the opticians anytime soon.
Excellent.
With your collective rolls of 24, 20, and 19, you can't seem to find sand of any kind in this room. It might be stored in a different place. The other bits and pieces of like minor ingredients are here, but you would need to probably find where the sand is stored elsewhere in order for you to be able to make this last piece.
So we have 2 more rooms, right? Orange and white.
Yes.
Do we want to try one of those?
Let's try orange first.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Group up.
Gonna grab some books on the way out.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see.
It's hard to find a spot to group up in this place.
Yeah, no worries. Let me.
I guess in here.
Yeah, I can see. I can see where everybody is, so I'll group you all up. There we go.
We can't go through the walls in there.
Yeah. So you head back out to the foyer, you change the discs and make an orange light, make an orange door, and you step on through. This room in particular is very interesting. It is a large open space, but before you move anywhere,
Max just points to the chest the other side of the room and goes, crap. Crap.
Blue thing by the chest. Is that actually there?
No. It's a old thing. Old scribble. But yeah. So, as you arrive into this room, it is a very big open space room within which you can see on the opposite end is a singular chest. The ceiling is quite tall, and there are cobblestones beneath your feet with a marble circle in the center with an intricate design. As you enter, Tyrina squints at the chest, and assuming a trap of a different kind, walks to where she currently is, and as she tries to take a step forward, boom, walks into a wall of force.
No.
Around the circle.
No. As she kind of places a hand on it, it appears to be flat. And as you can see with these pillars that are between you, it's largely assumed that the wall exists between those two pillars.
Oh, nice. Okay, I thought of a solution.
Max's solution is he's going to wait by the door till you guys solve it because he knows this will annoy him too much.
Zidon is going to just query, no one minds if their feet get a bit wet, right?
I do
No,
not.
we can deal with that.
Okay, I will point the endless water jug at the floor, activate its max hose setting, and just watch where the water's able to go.
Oh, that's really clever. I like that.
That's really good.
I'm going to give you inspiration for that because that's good.
I have an inspiration, but I'll
Pass it to whoever you like.
who doesn't
I don't.
have an
I
inspiration?
do. What?
Oh.
When did I get an inspiration?
Because of
Inspiration
our roleplay 2 sessions
from
ago.
roleplay, yeah, the other time.
I
Oh yeah, so you do.
Tyrina can have it.
yeah,
Mhm.
Fair
she
enough.
deserves it.
Okay, let's see. So if we do pair
Give your
line.
DMPC inspiration, DM.
She needs it
Okay.
for those great weapon master hits.
Mhm.
So which direction are you pointing the full hose blast?
It'll just spread out.
So you're straight down. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Well, probably
So-
like straight down in this sort of direction to avoid directly spraying Tyrina.
Yeah. So you find as the water spills out, it starts by going in that direction that way. It just fills out in this square and then moves northwards. It then seems to stop against another wall here before going around the corner there, at which point it spills out into the larger oval, so it will take a bit of time.
Yes,
Or
I
at
think
least, yeah.
head to the oval and try the other directions, because I can just spray wherever.
Okay. Tyrina will begin trudging, following the path, and will maneuver herself there.
Hey, grab this stool and take it to Max. Max can sit down and then continue following the path.
Max is mostly just watching through the where we came in to make sure nothing
Mhm.
I
comes
will
in.
then use the same thing, spraying here, here, and here.
Okay. Give me 2 seconds to find a thing.
If it's any consolation, I was going to do the same thing with bone meal that I have in my inventory.
Nice. Okay.
When the next person comes to this room, they're going, why is it so wet?
Oh dear. Okay. So as you move, you start with this corner. You can see that the wall, it splashes against this wall and then immediately starts beginning to move southwards. As you begin doing this, I would like to see if certain attacks will hit.
Attacks.
Mm-hmm. Sidon, does a 19 at you?
Me. Yeah, that's my AC.
No.
Okay, so you take 19 bludgeoning damage and do a dexterity save for me. And Renji, the 19
No.
probably doesn't hit you, does it?
It does not hit.
Okay, so
15.
15, you are not grappled. As slapping against the stone above and below you, I need to move these guys onto the right layer. Sets of gargantuan hands of this kind of rotted, sort of purplish quality to them. the first one that hit Zayden lands directly upon you, but you manage to scrabble away before it can close its fingers to try and grab you. The other one, Renji, you look up and move out of the way just in time before it hits the floor. And you have a pair of wall masters on your heels.
We have a pair of wall masters on our hands?
Yeah.
My captions did not like that.
Not as bad as floor masters. I hate floor masters more than I hate wall masters, actually.
Yeah.
At least with the wall masters you can look up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So, in this form of attack, actually, you know what we'll do for now, because there's a lot of stuff to cover after this, I think, and I will admit I am still quite tired from my lack of sleep. So we will call it there for this cliffhanger. On this cliffhanger, as you have a pair of admittedly fairly easy enemies to deal with, but yeah. And then we'll get back to it. I believe next session I don't think we'll be able to do anything because we're missing folks. So the next one will be the 1st of April. And I promise I hate April Fool's Day. It will just be a normal session.
It will not be a joke. Well, there may be jokes.
There may be jokes, but it will be funny jokes that we do.
They'll be of the same level that they've always been.
Yes. So yeah, thank you everybody so much for listening / watching. I've been ArticulateT, and with me as always I have had Renji Vox being played by Nether.
I'm gonna kick these wall masters' ass. Earl? Do they have? I do not know.
I'm gonna kick these wall masters right in the wrist. But yeah, I've also had Hikan Sio being played by Avrdal.
Rest well.
I've had Zayden Shari being played by Rubber Pirate.
Better than the Elden Ring Wall Masters.
Yeah, I will not deny that. And I have had Max being played by Keistrith.
Fuck puzzles. Max doesn't like puzzles. Max is not gonna do puzzles.
Yeah. And we'll see you folks next time. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Bye.